Okay, I've got a little time here. Let's um, let's do a little more of this puppet show starring the puppets. And we got done with the Dessous General Manager report and his 10 accomplishments of the year. And let me make this comment unequivocally. As long as there's a driver shortage, Trimet is a failure. Okay, there is no successes at Trimet until they can figure out how to fill their drivers. So it's a failed agency. All this other stuff doesn't matter. The only thing that matters to people like us is the actual transit system. All of this other stuff doesn't matter. Okay, it just doesn't matter. And I'm sorry, all this capital project shit is just shit. So let's keep going.
Thank you, General Manager Dessous. We're now going to move into the consent agenda in the business meeting. And for all of you that are here today and for anyone watching, know that the consent agenda is an opportunity for the board to consider routine matters and then to approve them in one blanket motion. And today we have several areas for consent agenda. First, as usual, approving the minutes of the last meeting, which was October 26, 2022. A resolution directing that the reading of all ordinance would be by title only. And then we have 3 contract modifications where the board has approved the original contract, but for reasons unknown at the time the original contract was.
Yeah, reasons unknown at the original time of the contract. We always, 100% of the time, will give you more money. All you have to do is ask. Because we didn't know these things were going to happen. We just didn't know. The rest of the world doesn't function like that, but government does.
Approved, there are some additional things that we want to add to those contracts. The first one is Resolution 22-12-63, authorizing a contract modification with Columbia Pressure Washing, LLC, for custodial goods and services for Trimet facilities and transit centers. There's Resolution 22-12-64, amending and reinstating the Trimet defined benefit retirement plan for management and staff employees. And finally, Resolution 22-12-65, authorizing a contract modification with Cochran, Inc. for on-call electrical repair and maintenance services. So before I ask for a motion, would any of you as directors want to remove any of these items and move it to the regular business meeting, or shall we proceed?
Come on.
Hearing none. And I don't see Director Kim. I do see you now, Director Kim. So I will entertain a motion for approval.
What?
So moved.
Thank you, Director Edwards. Is there a second?
What the hell did they just approve?
Thank you, Director Gonzalez. It's been moved and seconded. Does anyone wish to make a comment before we vote? Seeing none, I'm going to call for the vote. All in favor?
They're not going to discuss it. At the time, the board authorized a contract in an amount not to exceed $2.4 million. However, things are getting worse. Yeah. So what are they going to do here? The unanticipated income leaving under just $200,000. So how much? Oh, they're giving him $500,000. Yeah, jump change, right? Just give him $500,000, no problem. Things have changed. We need more money.
Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I opposed. I didn't hear any, and motion carries.
Goddamn bitch.
So now we go to our regular resolutions within the agenda.
What?
And our first one is Resolution 22-12-66, authorizing a contract with Innovations and Transportation, Inc. for HOP Fast Pass inspection, equipment, and implementation services. Mr. General Manager, your comments, please.
Thanks, President Simmons and members of the board. The system that Trimet uses to validate HOP Fast Pass fares has reached the end of its useful life.
What?
Therefore, we need to identify a new contract.
What? They just implemented the stupid hop thing, and now they want to redo it. Let me see if I can find it here. Here, is this it? What the fucking? Okay, Trimet has needed a. Let me make it bigger so maybe you can read it too. Go away. To provide replacement for this fare inspection software, they just goddamn components of this. The current validation was developed in 2004. Has it been that long? God, I really lost track of time, haven't I? So they're gonna redo it. Oh my God. Okay, 1.5 million. Here it is. Take the money. We got money everywhere, but we don't have enough drivers, and your goddamn buses aren't showing up. But we got money, and we're gonna do all this shit. God, what a joke this place is.
Contractor to provide the fare inspection application, hardware, and software and support for the system. This equipment is used not only by Trimet, but also by transit partners, C-Tran and Portland Streetcar. Trimet issued an RFP for replacement fare, validation hardware and software. Following the interviews, demonstrations, and a thorough review of proposals in it, was found to be the only proposal within competitive range. Our request for a best and final offer resulted in a bid of $1.5 million to cover a term of 7 years. The amount is included in the Finance and Administration budget for FY23, and it has about 106 employees. Its workforce is 23.5% minority and 24% female. The firm will self-perform most of the work, but plans to subcontract with a certified DBE firm for a small portion. Trimet will work with Init to identify additional DBE opportunities, and I recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. General Manager. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
We got money everywhere.
So moved.
Thank you, Director Edwards. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Director Lewis. It's been moved and seconded. Does anyone wish to make a comment before we
Give them the
vote?
money. Hand them over. Hand the money.
Yeah, just clarification for myself, board, and public. With this transfer potentially of a service, do we anticipate any changes in functionality or the user experience coming out of this?
I'm going to bring in my expert here. Sophia, why don't you come on up?
I'm bringing in the expert because I don't know anything about anything. I'm just the face. They needed a black face, and I was there.
You and Nancy.
Sophia Malitz, Director of Fare Revenue and Administrative Services.
Director of Fare Revenue, Rippy.
From a customer ridership perspective, there will be no changes, but it will be a different user interface and hardware
Great.
for our inspectors in the field. And it will be a simpler solution.
Yeah,
It'll
sure.
be one device versus the two devices that they carry today to be able to inspect fares.
Will we be seeing a change in
And
the?
they're going in the wrong direction. They're going to clamp down on all the poorest people in the Portland metro area. Portland is the most neoliberal city in the United States, the most regressive city. Their policies are the worst, and they're doing everything backwards over there.
The little tap thing for folks that are aborting?
You will not. This is only the hardware that our inspectors in the field carry.
Thank you.
Hearing no other questions, are we ready to vote? All in favor, please say aye.
Give us the money.
Aye.
We got money.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
The puppets vote yes.
Thank you very much. Next resolution is 22-12-67, approving the updated agency safety plan. Mr. General Manager, your comments, please.
Okay, thanks, President Simmons, members of the board. This resolution fulfills a requirement of the Federal Transit Administration. All agencies that receive FTA funds must develop and update a safety plan. This is approved by their board every year. The FTA requires the plan to include a safety management policy, safety risk management processes, safety assurance processes, and safety promotion program. A copy of the safety plan is included as Exhibit A of this resolution in your packet. Internal reviews by myself and the executive leadership team have found the plan to be in compliance.
The executive leadership team. They've drove your transit district into the ditch, and nobody cares.
With the FTA guidelines. The safety activities defined in the plan are integrated into Trimet's day-to-day operations and incorporate into budgetary decisions. And I recommend your approval of the resolution.
What the hell is it?
Thank you. General.
What the fuck is this? It's some bureaucratic nonsense that nobody cares about.
Manager Dessou, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Thank you, Director Gonzalez. I'm looking for a second. Second. Thank you, Director Bauman. It's been moved and seconded. Does anyone have any questions about the revisions to the safety plan? Yes, Director Lewis.
Yes, I had two questions. Well, one's a comment. Chief Safety Officer, congratulations. Okay. And then the second question I had is on number 4, the safety promotion program. And when I read through the safety plan, the only promotion program I saw was in the LMS of educating the staff. Are you planning to do more, or was that the only changes?
Yeah, thanks, Director Lewis. Much more this year. You're going to hear a lot about safety this year. We have a new director on board, Craig McDonald, who's already made some really good strides in that. Really proud of him. We have a new manager.
They got a new director. They got a new manager. God! Can you believe this? Oh my God, the fucking empire building that's going on right now.
As well within the safety department. So we've developed some staff to be able to deliver on those. But just from a standpoint of safety promotion, that's
What the hell do you do? You can't do it, huh? What are you doing all day?
going to be one of our key emphases this year. So you'll see a lot of that out on the website and out in the shops as we kind of continue to roll out SMS, which is the safety management system I alluded to back in that August update. So
Thank you.
thanks.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll
Hearing
call
none,
for the
because we're all a
vote.
bunch of
All in
sock
favor,
puppets.
please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next this morning, the board will consider Resolution 22-12-68, authorizing a contract with Raymore Construction LLC.
Oh, Raymore again.
Construction manager and general contractor services for the Hollywood Transit Center
Oh.
infrastructure project. Mr. General Manager, your comments.
Thanks, President Simmons and members of the
Raymore, come
board.
back
The
again.
Hollywood Transit Center infrastructure.
It's Hollywood, Rippy. It's Hollywood. To promote the transit-oriented development and affordable housing. Trimet is developing the Hollywood Transit Center. Blah, blah, blah. The scope of the Hollywood Transit Center infrastructure program includes the development of the vacated 42nd Street Public Plaza and ramp. The project will require selective demolition of the existing pedestrian stair ramp to facilitate the construction of the new ramp. The traction power station to power the MAX line will be installed and integrated within the new ramp structure. At all times during construction, maintenance and public access to pedestrian bridge will be required. Okay, Rippy, look! Rippy! Look, Rippy! It's right there, Rippy! Victory for Rippy! It's the end of the Hollywood Transit Center, Rippy! Okay, so I'm going to...
Project requires a construction manager, general contractor, so you'll hear me refer to it as CMGC, to develop a public plaza, a stair and ramp system, a traction power substation, as well as a new bus facility for the project's infrastructure. The resolution does not include the work on site just west of this project, where others will develop into a 12-story apartment building. You may recall that in August, the board approved a resolution exempting construction manager, general contractor contract from competitive bidding requirements. Trimet issued an RFP.
We don't bid anymore. We make our own decisions about who we're going to give our pork barrels to. No more competitive bidding at Trimet. Only minority firms can get these funds. Okay, no bids, no low bids. We, the king and queen of Trimet, make all the decisions on who's going to get our tax-funded pork.
For the contract, and Raymore Construction emerged as the highest ranked proposal from that process. In addition to requesting approval
Why is this
of
before
Raymore.
the board? It says here it's only $136,000. What are they going to do for that? I mean, this doesn't even have to go before the board. The exalted ruler of Trimet, Sam DeSue, can just sign off on this. What is this? No bidding. He gets it. What is the problem? What is it? I don't really understand what they're going to do. Description of what is it they're doing? I don't know what they're doing, but it's the end of Hollywood for the Rippy.
As our CMGC, this resolution requests approval of $136,530.
And why is this before the board? This is not $1 million. This doesn't have to be before the board. They can sign off on this without the board. So I don't get it. What are they up to?
For pre-construction services.
Pre-construction
from Raymore.
Yeah, it's pre-construction, you know. I mean, we're gonna have to do surveys. We're gonna have to go out there and look at people and look around. We have to decide. Have a good time. We're gonna get some money to do nothing, is what it sounds like.
As the board is well aware, Raymore is a certified DBE and MBE. The firm's workforce consists of 64 employees, 81% of whom represent minorities, and 17% are female. They intend to use certified small business contractors for 73% of the work. The amount for the pre-construction services is included in the Engineering, Planning, and Construction Division's FY23 budget, and I recommend your approval.
Thank you, Mr. General Manager. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Thank you, Director Gonzalez. Is there a second?
Second.
I don't know who said it first, so I will say it's Director Lewis. It's been moved and seconded. Are there any comments before we vote?
Why bother?
Yes, Director.
Yes, I have a question regarding the 73% of the work that's going to be done by subcontractors. How will we know the makeup of those contractors and in regards to their diversity in their employees?
Unless one of you come up. Both you and Scott. If Scott's here as well.
Sam, I can also answer that question if you'd like.
Okay.
Good morning, board members. My name is Sean Batty. I'm the Director of Design and Construction. That's an excellent question, and it speaks directly to Sam's comment about the pre-construction services. One of the items of pre-construction services called the construction contracting plan. And that's where we work with the contractor to make sure that they meet their commitment to the utilization goal they've described, but also make sure that we're putting trade partners in a position to succeed by ensuring that the scopes of work that they're bidding on and will be performing are appropriate for their capacity. We get a lot of support internally, making sure that firms that present themselves as certified firms are indeed certified, but also providing support to help get firms that could be certified to be certified. Raymore is an established player in this area, and we have every confidence that they're going to be a great partner in making it.
Raymore did the division pork barrel. Okay, that's why we know their name.
Ensure that the packages that we develop for trade partners are appropriate and the firms performing them are indeed certified, and then together ensuring their success. I hope I addressed the question.
It doesn't make any sense at all to me. I have no idea.
I guess my further question would be, what is appropriate?
Generally, what we look at is the scale of the package to make sure that the requested subcontractors have a track record in that, but also have an opportunity to grow. And also, in this case, we want to make sure that the specific certifications that are presented are appropriate to the funding source. And that can be a little bit of word sausage, but specifically, it's since there's no federal funding in this, making sure that the certifications that are presented are in accordance with the state certifications.
So what the hell are you talking about?
And so do those subcontractors know that there's an expectation for diversity in their staff?
Yeah, everything's diversity. Everything. Yeah, we know that. Diversity. Come on, man. Everything is diversity. Okay, we know it.
Typically, yes, we pass through the same general provisions, or we ask the contractor to pass through the same general provisions that we have in our contract with the general through to their subcontractors.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Follow-up question?
Director Gonzalez.
Thank you. Quick follow-up question, just to clarify then, that forecasted 73 or some odd percent in subcontractor inclusion, is that then more than simply a DBE certified firm? Does that include the state certifications as well?
Yeah. Les Spittler, Director of Supply Chain. The 73% includes work that's going to be self-performed by Raymore. So the amount that's going to be subcontracted to certified firms is 25%. And the project is locally funded, so we have our 20% goal up front that we advertise in the RFP, which is inclusive of all of the certifications that the state puts out. So it won't just be DBE, it'll be all of the certifications.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, and I don't see any more comments,
Yeah,
so
good.
we'll go ahead and vote.
Why do you bother
All in
asking
favor-
questions? Just ramrod all this stuff through. You're gonna approve everything. We already know that. Why bother pretending you're asking questions? You're just pretending. We know that. You're not real. You people are not real. You're there to do whatever the executive management tells you. You said it yourself, Simmons.
Please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. I've had enough of this. I'm going to say it again. As long as there's an operator shortage at Trimet, Trimet is a failed transit agency. All this shit does not mean anything to anybody except the pork barrel recipients. This is a joke. This is a scam. And Trimet is a crime syndicate.